So, you're using Microsoft Teams for online meetings, but are you really taking advantage of all the power that Microsoft Teams meetings have to offer? I'm Nick, and today I'm going to show you 20 things you can do in Teams to have more control and get much better engagement in your meetings. Starting with a few things you should do before your meeting. Number one, test everything before the meeting starts. How much time do you spend asking, "Can you hear me okay?"
Nick, we can see you, but we can't hear you.
Don't fumble with that during the meeting. Test everything in advance. Go to Settings in Teams, to the Devices category, and make sure you've set the right speakers, microphone, and camera. Or even better, make a test call with the automated system to make sure that everything is working. Number two, get the best from your virtual backgrounds. To set this before a meeting, go to the Calendar section and click Meet Now. On the Join screen, don't even bother joining the meeting. Go straight to Effects and Avatars, then More Video Effects. Choose a virtual background or upload your own background. Virtual backgrounds depend on clear contrast. If the edges around your face are fuzzy, it's because Teams is having a hard time identifying the difference between your face and the background. So try to set up some better lighting to ensure a clear contrast between you and your actual background. Number three, did you know you can start a meeting from a private chat? If you're in a one-on-one chat, there's a button and a menu to start an audio or a video call, which will ring the other person. Or if you're in a group chat, the menu is labeled as Meet Now. Once you're in the meeting, you can maximize the window, click the People button, and you can click Request to Join next to each person, which will send a notification with a ringtone asking them to join. But let's actually schedule a meeting using tips 4 through 7. Number 4 will help you find the best time for your meeting. In the Calendar section, click the New button to schedule a new meeting. After adding the people you want to invite, it would be nice to know when they're available. There's a small preview on the right, but you can maximize that to get to the Scheduling Assistant, and you can easily see when each person is already booked, and you can find a free time that works for everybody. Then click the Back button. Number 5 is for when you invite people who are outside of your organization. You can add them to the Invitees field using their full email address. But when an external guest joins the meeting, they might be held in a virtual lobby. Click Options, and in the Meeting Access section, you can decide who gets to join without waiting in the lobby. If you set this to everyone, everyone can join without any extra checks. If you set it to People in My Org, then your teammates can go right into the meeting, but external guests will be held in the lobby until the meeting organizer lets them in. For number 6, you might want to establish roles for your meeting attendees. Go to the Meeting Options, then to Roles. You can set somebody as a co-organizer, which gives them almost all of the same controls as the organizer. The teammates you add from your organization will be presenters. They can admit people from the lobby, share their screen during a meeting, or start and stop recording. External guests will be attendees. They have limited control and they are not able to share their screen during a meeting. But in the menu labeled Who Can Present, you can set which people will be presenters and which will be attendees. On to number 7. If you need to record your meetings, why not set your meetings to record automatically? In the options, go to the Recording and Transcription section and set it to record and transcribe automatically. Then you don't have to remember to start the recording when the meeting starts. And if you want to use Copilot for your meetings, this is really valuable because Copilot only works for meetings that are transcribed. For tip number 8, use reminders effectively so you don't miss a meeting. When somebody invites you to a meeting, of course, it's a good idea to click on that meeting on your calendar and mark whether you will attend. But you can also double-click on the meeting for more options. If you are invited to a meeting, you obviously have fewer options than the organizer. But I think it's a good idea to check the reminder alert. The person who scheduled the meeting might have set a reminder, or maybe they didn't. You can set the reminder time that works for you. You can even set an email reminder for especially important meetings. Starting with tip number 9, we'll see some things that you can do when your meeting is actually in progress. A recent addition is the Controls button in the toolbar at the top. From here, you can quickly grant or revoke permission for the meeting attendees to turn their camera or microphone on, or share their screen, or use the chat. This is great for a classroom environment or a large group meeting to decrease distractions. Number 10, since we're talking about distractions, I recommend you always keep your microphone turned off, especially in big group meetings. When you want to talk, you can hold Option and the spacebar on a Mac or Control and the spacebar on Windows to enable the microphone. This is a push-to-talk function. Your microphone is only on when you're holding that keyboard combination. That sounds like what I was expecting. I think we're all ready to go. Just let me know when we can start using the new templates.
Great. Let's talk about client updates.
Or, of course, you can click the button to turn the microphone back on if you need to speak longer. Number 11, have you ever wanted to run a quick poll during a meeting? You can do that using in-meeting apps. You may see an apps button in the toolbar, or you may find it in the More menu. There are hundreds of apps for different purposes. Search for Poll to find some polling apps. Each one works a little differently, but with an app like Polly, you can choose the type of polling question you want, set the polling question, multiple choice answers, or other parameters. And once you have everything set and saved, you can send the poll to all the meeting attendees. Everybody will have a chance to answer, and you can monitor the results. For tip 12, you may know that there is a view menu during a meeting. You can choose the gallery view, which shows a grid of everybody in the meeting, or the speaker view, which enlarges the person who's speaking. But not a lot of people know that you can go to the view menu, then to more options, and hide your own video feed. If you don't need to see yourself, this can clear up some valuable screen space. You may also want to try the Together mode, which shows everybody in a theater environment. With Together mode enabled, there's a menu where you can change the scene. And the view you choose, whether it's the gallery, the speaker view, or Together mode, will only take effect for you. You're not changing the view for other people. Number 13, there's a better way to share your screen during a meeting. Open the Share menu, but before you share your screen, choose a presenter mode. Then share your screen or an individual window. Depending on the mode you choose, your teammates will see you in a layout next to your shared screen, or composited over the corner of the shared screen, or in a mixed layout like a news reporter. And for number 14, if you are going to share a PowerPoint presentation in a meeting, do it the right way. Don't just share your screen. Go to the Share menu and use the PowerPoint Live feature. Choose a presentation you've used recently, or browse your computer for a PowerPoint file. When you start sharing, you will see a behind-the-scenes view where you can choose specific slides or make markup, but your teammates will see the full-size presentation. And if you are doing a presentation, tip number 15 is that you might want to set up a timer. In the More menu, you can turn the timer on or off. You can set the amount of time you want, then click Start. Just be aware, if you use the timer, it will be visible to the other people in the meeting. For tip number 16, do you ever have a hard time understanding what somebody is saying? Try going to the More menu, to Language and Speech, and turn on Live Captions. Then everything that people say during the meeting will show up as captions at the bottom of the window. Now, as we near the end, there are a few features that are only there if you have the full Microsoft 365 Copilot license. If you have that subscription, you will see the Copilot button during your meetings. And this is our tip number 17. If your meeting is being recorded, or if the transcription is on, you can click the Copilot button to open the Copilot panel and ask questions about anything you may have missed during the meeting. Back in the More menu, users with Copilot will also have the option to start the meeting facilitator, which uses AI to take notes during the meeting. Any of the meeting attendees can go to the Notes page and see the notes that were generated by the facilitator. And of course, you can add your own notes there as well. Number 18 is the real-time language interpreter, which is also only available for users with the Microsoft 365 Copilot license. If you need to meet with somebody who speaks a different language, you can go to the More menu, back to Language and Speech, and enable the interpreter. Then, when people are speaking other languages, you will hear a synthesized voice giving you an interpretation in your language.
Siamo arrivati a un punto in cui il nostro approccio attuale non riesce più a stare al passo con I cambiamenti. We have reached a point where our current approach can no longer keep up with changes.
You may want to go back to that menu and check the settings. You can choose which language you will hear from the interpreter. If my language is set to English, it doesn't matter what language the other people in the meeting are speaking. As long as it's one of the supported languages, I will hear the English interpretation. Tip number 19. After a meeting is ended, there is valuable information there for you. Most meetings will be listed in the chat section after the meeting is ended. There, you will find chat messages that were sent during the meeting. But if the meeting was recorded, you'll find the recording, transcript, and even the option to view the recap. If you have the full Microsoft 365 Copilot subscription, you will find AI Notes and the Copilot Assistant on that recap page. And if you don't see the meeting listed in the chat section, you can always go back to the calendar. Find a previous meeting on the calendar, click on it, and open the meeting recap from there. And finally, tip number 20. Meeting attendance is recorded, but can only be viewed by a meeting organizer. After a meeting, you can go to the chat section and select the meeting, and there will be an attendance tab at the top, but only if you are the meeting organizer or co-organizer. You can even download the attendance from here. Or if you go to the meeting recap page, there's a button for the attendance at the top there. And quick note, there is a way to disable the attendance in the options when you schedule a meeting, but usually there's no reason to do that. So you can see there are a lot of extra features and tools that you can use before, during, or after a meeting in Teams. If you just want to join a meeting and have a conversation, that's great. But different organizations or different teams have completely different needs. I hope some of these tips help you have more efficient, more productive meetings.